Hey everyone, before we start the show, I just want to share a quick reminder, especially to those who are tuning in from Richmond, Virginia. If you're looking for something fun to do and finish the summer on a high note, on August 21st, there will be the end of summer artisan market happening at Hardywood West Creek from noon to 6. Again, that's Hardywood West Creek because there are two locations. And your boy, this guy, will be there all day, networking and meeting all the locals, sharing artwork, selling artwork, maybe even offering some on-site commissions. So again, if you're looking for something fun to do that weekend, save the date, tell your friends, come support local artists, crafters, creative entrepreneurs. Let's finish this summer on a high note. Now, let's get to the show. Bring that countdown. How you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I have some stuff going on.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that.
When do you think this is gonna, when do you think you'll air this? I like that shoulder dance you were just doing.
This is I'm gonna try to give this a quick turnaround. So the goal will be Monday, Tuesday the latest.
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be crunch time, but I want this out at least a majority of August, so it's,
All right, yeah. No, I like that.
Because you have your art show and stuff. So
yeah. And I might have another one, like a little one.
Perfect. Yeah. So this is gonna be your first YouTube appearance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is your third appearance, but this is your first YouTube.
Amazing. I feel like someone should come in with like a powder puff real quick and just touch me up or something.
I'm hoping there'll be more of a spotlight on you. That's my goal. I can't make promises because I don't have a real platform, but you know how the deal goes. You know how it is.
Yeah, I just like talking to you, so whatever.
Well, likewise, I appreciate your company.
Yeah, creative community is so important.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rated G. I'm your host, G TERADO. You are new here. Welcome to the show. This is a podcast that generally revolves around all things art and creativity. Usually I sit down with fellow artists, crafters, creative entrepreneurs, some whom I've known for years and some who I've met just recently. So if you enjoy this content, please be sure to like, follow, subscribe, ring that notification bell. That way you can keep up with all the current uploads. And feel free to hit up the comment section and, say hello, any type of feedback, questions. I like doing Q&As at the end sometimes. So if you do all that jazz, that'd be great. And for those of you who are tuning back in, welcome back to the show, and thank you for your continued support. Now, be sure to check out the show descriptions, especially when I am featuring an artist. That way you can check out their links and continue to follow them outside the podcast and, follow their journey along. And let's get it. So my guest is no stranger to the podcast. This will be her her third appearance on the podcast, but first YouTube debut. So it's very exciting. I always have a great time sitting down and shooting the shit and just talking art. I mean, it's really all we do on the podcast. She currently has artwork displayed at an art show that is happening right now at the Eclipse Center for Creative Community in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And it's going to be running throughout all August.
I wish it was October.
Yeah. But please welcome the very down-to-earth, whimsical, very thoughtful, talented artist, Nicole Acey.
Oh Thank you. Thank you. That's a great intro. Thank you. I hope I can live up to that.
You have numerous. Yeah, I've been working on my intros.
No, it's good. I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I just gotta get that energy up there.
I like it. I'm hype. I chugged some coffee. I got fizzy water.
It's funny because right when you're doing like a little behind the scenes for the audience, but obviously when we're just sitting and recording, it's nothing, right? It's literally, this is like the most intimate we can get as friends. And but in post there will be like I always throw in an audience in there with the music. It really adds the hype. So I love doing all that stuff. Yeah, I love it. It's fun. Also, I should have said this in the beginning. If I suddenly, I will make a signal, but at some point, if I have to get up, it's because I'm letting my cat out of the office.
I got up to do that. I had to let the cat in.
I did see you get up, but I just kept going, and which is fine. But yeah,
I'm very sorry about that. If that was distracting, they don't shut up, and then I can't.
No, I totally.
I love them, but yeah,
exactly. And this guy here likes to get into this closet behind me, which really makes me paranoid because I don't know if you're aware, I'm addicted to ghosts and I'm afraid of them. So.
You're addicted to being afraid of ghosts?
I don't know about addicted to. I'm fascinated by like paranormal ghost sightings.
Yeah.
And poltergeists. So, and Loki's always like all his attention is always towards that closet, and he's always trying to scratch at it. So it gets distracting for me.
So you think it's haunted, the closet? Or maybe Ghostbuster scenario. There's like a portal, like in the fridge, right? The portal.
No, don't even get me started. No, all right. We'll get into like the real stuff, but real quick. Well, before we moved into this building, because this is an old, this used to be a stove factory, and there was one room when we were just looking around. There was one room that they showed us, and I don't know like if it were like what's behind this door, but in one of the rooms they had one of these like crazy fucking doors that was clearly for the factory. It was like an old steel door. It was real low too. Like I'm thinking like, oh man, is this like in the 1820s when they were like shorter then, or like but it was like this creepy door, like steel, rustic door in this room. I'm like, and I've asked the lady, I'm like, yo, have there been any like comments or like complaints about ghosts?
Unexplained disappearances. I
was like, just the fact that we're in an old factory, I'm already questioning. What's the history of this place?
Did you check it out?
I tried Googling it and nothing really came up. I think if anything, I've only seen reviews on like how bad the internet can be.
Damn ghosts!
Fucking ghosts using up the Wi-Fi, man.
Ghosts in the wire. So I gotta let this cat out now. I'm not letting you go.
When it comes to pairing barbecue sauce with my steak, Stubbs is the finest choice there is. Get a taste of Stubbs' legendary barbecue sauce. Get a taste of life.
Not letting her back in.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, you have artwork out in this art show at the Eclipse Center. How did that come about?
I just saw that they had an open call. It's a local place. I think they've only been open for about a year. This was like their year anniversary show.
Okay.
So, and it was featuring women or anyone that identified as female. And it's pretty interesting. There were some interesting pieces. I honestly, what was the theme? It's an E word, the ebullition. Is that a?
Oh.
I don't know. The word was long, so it's hard for me to remember. My brain just like skips everything in the center of really long words. It's like, nope, too many syllables.
Yeah, I don't blame you. If
You
there's
know?
like, especially if there's like X's and Z's.
Yeah, there aren't those, but it starts with me, and I feel like that's weird enough.
No, that's
Enough. I don't say a lot of weird long E words. I should though. I should.
yeah, more E words.
That's a good one. So anyway, so yeah, I have two pieces in there
Okay.
from that abstract series, I guess that I guess I finished that up. I'm trying to decide if the new paintings I'm working on now, I think they're a new series, but they're definitely related to the last one.
Yeah, so yeah, I saw your post and but you only did you share? I didn't see what the first painting that you displayed.
Oh, there's two. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the one in your post, but
With which is that the it's hard, they're abstract. Is that the one that doesn't look like there's any type of person
elsewhere.
in it at all? Like no head shape? Because the one is like a shape that has like three kind of like head type shapes. They're just circles at the top.
Well, this piece is called Elsewhere. That's the one that.
Okay, so elsewhere, yeah, no, it goes like meh.
Yeah.
I think it is meh. I mean, that's a very good description if you see the painting. It comes out of
it's like blooming.
Yeah, it comes out of a thing. Yeah, it's peaking. That's very very Hello Johnny moment.
It's very George O'Keefe, like
I don't know if
I don't know.
because it doesn't really quite have like that delicate or pretty vibe. I don't know. I don't think. But
it's all beautiful. Okay, so all right, so yeah, the Elsewhere, but yeah, I didn't see maybe you posted in your stories and I missed it. The first painting. Have I seen the other piece that you submitted?
I think so, because I finished that one before the one I just posted. So I think that was posted a while ago, like last year when I finished it up. And that one is called Crowded. It's like a lot of blues, and it has like the one shape that if you put it one way, it almost looks like it wants to be an elephant head almost. And if you put it the other way, it looks like there's like three heads at the top.
I just learned what the word
Oh, did you look it up?
pareidolia. Pareidolia, I think, is the word when you're looking at something, but it looks like something else to you.
Oh, you see like a picture in it?
Yeah, like my if you remember like my landscape paintings that are hands, like that type of shit. Pareidolia.
Okay. Well, I know people we're like somehow trained to recognize faces and everything, and that's why we just think faces are everywhere and stuff.
I think, did we have a conversation about that?
I don't know. We're like programmed to like seek that out as one of the patterns that we recognize just like immediately, which makes sense for just survival, I guess.
Interesting. I feel like why do I feel like I've had this like similar discussion? Anyway.
Deja vu.
Yeah, that's awesome though. I'm trying to do more like exhibit stuff. So I've submitted some work myself recently, and fingers crossed that they'll get accepted, especially because I paid. Like you had to pay for each submission.
I know, that's always a part of it too. It's like
So like how does that work though? If you don't get accepted, like you get your money back or
no, it's just non-refundable fee.
I mean, I didn't spend a lot, but it's just like damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, it usually goes to like the organization, so it's nice. Usually
it is. Yeah, that is true. It is going towards. It's actually funny enough, the organization I'm talking about, it's actually called Artworks as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Another
Artworks.
Different one.
Yeah, it's Artworks, RVA Artworks. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Trend Artworks.
Yeah, I haven't been back to I haven't really had the time to go participate with Trend Artworks. especially due to just like COVID. I mean, I think I did initially, but beyond that, just because I've been so focused on doing my own shit that I just was like, I don't have time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of like fascinating seeing how, I guess, like just how much more precious like our time is.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Oh my gosh. It's gone immediately. I have no time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know how people get everything done. I don't know. I start to get some things done in one area of my life, and then like it just means that like I'm lapsing somewhere else.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like running around pushing up these other areas, and they just keep coming down again. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild. You actually you posted something in your stories that really caught my attention, and it was, I can't remember the whole thing, but the one thing that the main takeaway I got out was I have no energy left for my life or my friends.
Yeah.
And it was like, it like hit me in a couple of ways, because I'm like, I think I'm like, maybe I'm kind of realizing that myself. And I'm like, maybe that's just how it is with everybody. Because I sort of had this conversation with another guest, Gia, and because ever since being out here in Richmond, I'm like trying to get to know the community, befriend some artists, and like, really build some new friendships. And
good moves, by the way. Yeah. Good moves. It's the way to do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Become a part of the community. It's harder than it sounds.
But it's been challenging.
Yeah.
Because and I'm trying to be and I told myself I wouldn't be talking about this, because I feel like I'm like when I'm talking about like making friends. So like I just feel like
hard.
But you know what? It's tough when you're like out there and you don't have like any,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, so like, I've had some guests on the podcast, and I do keep in touch with them frequently. I mean, I still follow them on the social. We still support each other and all that. But then trying to then take the next step of like just going out for a drink, or like, like if they smoke, like, hey, like you can come over and we'll smoke. Like, yeah. I'm so like, I don't need to like always be going out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can do like real low budget. Like, if you smoke weed, like that, we can just smoke weed and watch movies or whatever. Like, mm-hmm. I'm always down for that. But or just go out for a drink or whatever. But man, whenever I try to initiate, it's like it doesn't turn out. It doesn't end up working out. So I'm like, is it me? Is it them? Is it just like how things are now? Is that like the norm? Like, I don't know if that's the social norm now. Everyone is kind of like just in their own shit, and like whatever circle of friends they have is like that's and that's like, I don't have room for new friends, really. It's like, is that the ordeal? Because I like, that's cool too. Like, I get it, but yeah, it's just like, I'm just like, is it like, I don't remember it being that difficult. Like, I used to be such a social animal.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Oh no, you're fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to be open-minded, so I'm not playing like the victim and being all like, wow. It's like, I'm just maybe it is me. I don't know, because I can be very I think overzealous, or just a lot. I can be a lot. I get it.
I get that part for sure. Yeah. I'm also a lot of the time. Yeah, a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, that's why we get along, I guess. Like,
that's why we talk for 3 hours at a time. There's a lot going on.
Right. So having that said, like, if you got work, you got work. I get it. So like, all that said, all that considered, I was like, maybe, like, honestly, I've been using this as this could be like the next thing for. like I think it's the most like podcasting for me has been my most organic form of social media. You know, we're I'm catching up with friends and we're talking about our craft and, you know, maybe bouncing ideas or just shooting the shit or doing all the things like you would do with friends. So it's nice to capture that and also share any values in everything we share to like the open audience, because, you know, this is an artist podcast. So, you know, maybe some things can resonate with people. So I'm thinking like, is this the next thing? At least for me, maybe for some other people, like, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of weird to put it in that perspective, but I mean, it's
No, I
really
mean,
not that far-fetched, I guess.
no. I like it. I think it's interesting. I think if there is a way for a medium or an area to evolve, that it's probably inevitable that it's gonna, you know, evolve to that point and explore that area. So I think that's absolutely valid. I think if it's a possibility, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. What?
I like it.
I'm down with it. Yeah, I'm not complaining.
It doesn't sound like you are.
But it's just like, again, right, to try to actually go out and like meet up with people. Like I tried that and like it's been weird. And I don't know if it's because like I'm from Jersey, like if that's just how like Virginians are. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm still figuring it out.
us New Jerseyans are a very specific type of people. So
I guess so. I guess like it's just I'm just seeing it. It's just becoming more evident. And I'm like, oh, all right.
I do think COVID made people feel differently about going out, but I'm a social person, but I definitely just, my battery runs out so fast for just life in general. And that happens. Like there's people I want to hang out with. Like I could definitely use some more friends. It's not like I really feel like I have the time for that though. I only have, a few, but like I've made kind of new friendships definitely over social media with people nearby enough I could hang out with, and they have asked me to hang out, and I'm just like, I don't know how to include you more in my life, and it's literally nothing personal.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is, at least for me, is that I'm trying to find like like those core people to have around that will help you like evolve. So I'm trying to find some like really chill people that are down to just like I keep saying, just chill and smoke. Like I could always use someone that's just down for that, and also to have to befriend other artists or crafters, because again, just to always have someone that can relate to you, and also doing the markets, being on the market scene, like always trying to push each other on how to like make any changes to help make more sales, whatever, like just having those kind of people around. And I guess like that's kind of how it was when I was still in Jersey doing like all the Trenton shows and whatever. Like you or some other artists that like I really were keeping in touch with because we're always seeing each other at these events. Obviously this was pre-COVID, so I just felt like the hustle it was like one after the other. It was constant. Now everything, at least for me right now, is like everything is like really spaced out. Like I'm still trying to get my footing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how long has it been since you moved?
Like a year and a half.
I mean, that's all right. It's not immediately, but yeah, it's still not super long to be somewhere in a whole new state with a whole new life.
Yeah. I think like last year I guess I just like had some high expectations for myself. Which is
I get that. That's tough.
It's typical, but
yeah.
Now I don't know. I guess things like I kind of like now everything is really making sense, and I'm able to just like move forward now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And and I think honestly, I really think again, because I keep this fucking podcast going and always like finding ways to, either reconnect with people or meet new people. Like that's been really super helpful for me to like just keep on keeping on, like creatively too.
That's no, definitely you have to keep at the creative stuff, and then it's so easy to let it lapse, especially with normal life. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, no, and so like your post is just like, it got me thinking about like, balance, like with like work, well, our craft or work, if you want to call it work and leisure, like it took me down the spot. I'm like, oh man, like, it got me thinking about a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Something I've been thinking about a lot this last year is gonna move my computer. I'm like directly under this light and it's driving me crazy. Okay. Something I've been thinking about a lot this year is really specifically choosing more things for my life. And I feel like, although like I always feel like I've been super passionate and I've always followed my passion, I've always been doing art and I've always been into that. There's just a lot of other stuff that I guess I wasn't considering that was really impacting all of it, because it all affects each other because it's you and you're one person. So everything you do to that affects it. And it's really been interesting to see like how that's altered things.
Yeah.
Just focusing on a couple things that I really wanted to change. Like when the pandemic started, I started a garden, right? I planted my garden, and I didn't really think about it at the time, but that started to change the way that like I consumed food, or like one. That was such a sketch sideways look.
Yeah, I know, because sorry, I didn't mean to distract you, because I saw the camera switch on to me and I'm like, oh, sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, the pandemic started, I started my garden and changed the way that like I was eating, and it started to change the way that I consumed food or purchased food, and that changed the way I was eating, and that started to change like other things about how I wanted to look at my life and like health, because those little changes I felt so great about, not just because they were good for me, but because I was happy about them. Like I liked.
Well, you were feeling the effects of like what you're feeding yourself.
But I also really liked eating the things from my garden.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It was exciting.
There's like a great satisfaction. It's an accomplishment because you're growing. Like, especially if you're eating from your garden. My sister-in-law has a great garden with all these vegetables and fruits that she grows, and I think it's great that that you're able to do that.
It's a small garden, but I love it.
No, but still, right? Like,
yeah.
Look, right? Even if it's a small garden and it saves you a few bucks, like whatever. If it saves you money and it's like it's healthier, like you grew it. So
and it tastes better. It tastes so much better.
Oh yeah, I mean they always say, homegrown, all natural. Like that's as natural as you can get, is like growing it yourself. Especially veggies.
Lettuce is the huge thing that tastes different. I've noticed. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
You're fine.
Lettuce, like, oh my God, I've always hated lettuce, but lettuce is delicious, by the way, as long as you like cut it that day.
Don't just like let it sit there for
Well, it's like a leaf of water, basically. So like that. The water, even just stale water is gross. If you leave water, you can taste when water is rank. Yeah. So when you think about it like that, you're like, yeah, I don't want weird stale water leaf.
No, that's valid. That is valid. Yeah.
And that changed like a whole bunch of things. And then because I was just like, what the fuck else am I not like evaluating about my life? That could be a lot better. And I think also that process has started to take up more time. So it's kind of like the more I invested in myself and like trying to choose the things for myself. I mean, maybe it'll take up less time later because I'm still in a very like transitional phase, you know, doing a lot of research and trying to like implement new routines. But yeah, so that also takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, because you work out, right? So
yeah, and I kind of yeah. Sorry, I don't know. Like I thought I had
complicated answer, right?
something else to say about it, but I'm like, no, like everything is still the same. I still go early. It's like one of the first things I do. I've always kept that discipline, no matter what. And
I can't do it early. That's impressive.
It's one thing, because like I like doing fasted workouts, so I like working out on an empty stomach.
Okay.
So like when it's at the end of the day, like it's a slim chance. Like it's gonna take a lot of extra effort to go to the gym, especially like after like dinner or even like just later in the day. For me, I need the endorphins and all those like chemicals to get me through like the rest of the day.
They do make you feel good. That's my favorite thing.
And if I have like little siestas here and there, which is kind of rare, but recently have happened a couple times, I must have been like just really going hard, I guess. But yeah, it's like at least if I take a nap, like, hey, I earned that nap.
I am pro naps. I am so for naps. If I could like vote them in to the operations of all of us, I would. Guys, if I was president, naps for everybody, for sure. Yeah. And snacks.
If my logic is if I get the workout in, like, hey, like whatever else I do is, it's like it's all downhill from here, because that was like the peak. Getting through that was like the hardest thing first thing in the morning. So
yeah, I could never do that. That's crazy. It's so crazy what works for other people, because I could never. I've tried several times to be like a morning workout person, and I cannot.
It helps to have a partner. I will say that, like, because my wife is not a morning person at all, but she's been able to go along with me because like I'm there to keep her accountable and all that. And I make her pre-workout. Like I take pre-workout too, so I'm not raw dogging this shit. I'm taking pre-workout to get the boost.
It's nice.
Get my morning poos out of the way.
Yeah, I guess my meds do that, so
it's basically coffee. Like I imagine that's what coffee does to people. It just makes you shit.
It does. I've actually looked this up before, and it does it to only a percentage. I think it's like, I want to say half or something, but it doesn't do it to everybody. Okay. Which I thought was crazy.
Okay. Well, I imagine it would just make me shit, because that's what this pre-workout does. I assume it's because of caffeine.
Is there like protein in it? Doesn't protein make you shit?
I don't know. I make sure I eat a lot of. I eat a shit ton of greens, and I know that helps. So,
I'm glad everyone's listening. I'm glad this is what you all came here for, everybody. This is the show. Healthy shits. What you got going on?
You know what? I haven't gotten to a shit rant in a long time. So
it's important.
I mean,
have good shits, people. If you're not having good shits, change your diet, go to the doctor. I don't know. Look into it.
Yes.
Very important.
I was just gonna say that, it is important to consider the quality of your poos. Okay. There's nothing wrong with checking your poos.
Yeah. And how old are you? I don't know how old you are. Get a colonoscopy. I haven't had one, but like, soon, eventually. I don't know.
What's the colonoscopy? Is that when they suck all the poo out of you?
I think that's when they go explore.
The camera.
Yeah, I think so. I would look it up, but I know they're checking to make sure that you don't have terrible things happening to your body. So
yeah.
Not a doctor. Whatever.
Yeah, not a doctor.
Good luck. Take care of yourselves.
We're just a couple of artists here. Simply
I have an art degree.
speculating here.
Keep yourself healthy. Well,
That's
it's America,
hilarious.
so like getting sick is really expensive.
Yeah. Well, honestly, because I've been posting here and there about it. Like, really, just it's really important that we remember, especially artists that are sedentary
Oh
throughout
yeah.
a big portion of the day. Like, it's important to just get moving for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I go hard because like I like to put myself through hell. So, but you don't have to do that. Anyone tuning in, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, when you're sitting down for a few hours, there's nothing wrong with just getting up and just doing your stretches, your typical stuff. Just get the blood flow and do a couple squats or something. Get it.
I'm very pro stretching.
Yeah.
So working out, I go back and forth with that because like routines, I think if I don't have it like memorized or if I have to keep thinking about it, I keep giving my brain the opportunity to be like, wow, we don't want to do this. So what really works for me is running. I started running last summer, I think.
Running is great.
Mm-hmm. Although I haven't gone in like a week and a half because of this fucking heat wave. I cannot because I run outside. I mean, I run at night anyway. So yeah, I go running at like usually around this time, usually 8:00.
Is it safe?
I mean,
that doesn't sound promising.
I'll answer it like this. I mean, as a woman, I don't know how it is for anyone else because I'm a woman. So I can't say for anyone else. But as a woman, I mean, any time of the day, a car by too slowly or stops where I'm walking by, I think it's weird. It can be nighttime, it can be daytime. So, I mean, I don't run through parks. I definitely wouldn't do that at nighttime. I don't do that. I run on the street in front of the residential homes. So it's not like I'm running in a very dark area. If something bad is gonna happen, it's literally gonna be in the middle of the street, which hopefully it wouldn't, but
okay.
And bad things happen there too. I'm not saying they don't, but I just being a chick in general is kind of really scary. So if you didn't make choices that you were like, this is totally safe,
no, I get it. I mean,
a lot of stuff you wouldn't do.
You would know better than me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a particularly bad area or anything.
I obviously trust your judgment.
I don't all the time.
God, you just like
most of the time, yes.
I mean, but I'm trying to give you benefit of the doubt.
I know, no, it's fine. It's fine. I wouldn't run in a really sketch area. I'm not that fast. If I was like a really fast runner, that might be different. I don't know.
Do you run for endurance or for time?
Wait,
what did I just say? I said
endurance or time. Yeah.
I don't think that made sense.
Duration.
I think I meant to ask duration.
So I have been running, but I still don't run very far. Like I have a friend, and she runs like miles. And I'm like, yo, great job. I do a couple.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of miles. Well, I use elliptical, but anytime I'm doing cardio like that, it's for only a few miles.
I just kind of, because I'm still working on, I had a lot of ankle injuries growing up because I played soccer and I never really rehabbed them correctly. And I can sprain my ankle really easily. It's really easy to roll. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's insane. So I've really just been working on like my posture and pacing and like breath work because I feel like I was never breathing correctly. Like I grew up playing sports, but I always hated running. Even though I played soccer for like 10 years, which is ridiculous. But a lot of it was because I just had like bad fucking posture and wasn't like breathing correctly because you can breathe badly and then you're not getting enough fucking oxygen to all your shit and you're like, all right, shut it down.
Yep.
But now it's, oh my God, now it's, I fucking crave it. I get mad. I'm cranky right now because I haven't been. But yeah, I look forward to it. Because as soon as you get past those first few minutes, because it is that those first few minutes, it does still all suck. It's like shaking the rust off.
It's a mind fuck for like the first, yeah. Like it could be like it's a mental battle. The first 10 minutes, I'll say.
Yeah, but then you really get into like a groove, and then you just zone out. It's like reading a fucking book. It's great. It's so great.
Would you say that's like the runner's high? Is that the runner's high?
That, and when you get done, yeah. But I don't always get that. Like sometimes I can tell like I haven't been giving myself enough nutrients or like enough rest days, because I get out there and I'm like, no, this really felt like fucking kicking myself.
Well, that's why, like you feel the, you get the after effects of what you eat the next day. Like you're gonna feel it. If you're gonna try to get some exercise in the next day. So if you really ate like shit, it's like, oof.
Yeah. Or if you didn't eat enough.
Didn't eat enough. Yeah, if you feel kind of depleted. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I track my sleep. We have Fitbits here, so I be tracking my sleep.
Oh, really?
If I get a good 6-7 hours, I can really get a really good
stop. 6-7 hours is good hours for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
Yo, I get less than 8, and I am anything less than 8 is preferred. 8 is preferred. And I'll preface this with like at my work, we were doing like camp, and we've been doing camps like all summer, and I was exhausted, and I literally slept not straight. Like I woke up a couple times, but I went back to bed because I always wake up. 12 hours last Friday, 12 hours last Friday night. Very thrilled, happy about it. Anything less than like 7, and I am insane. I'm like not even there. My brain will not work. I'm like, I'm nothing. I'm a plant.
Yeah, I can function. It's weird because I've had this conversation with another friend where I have to sort of be careful, like when I like, not to get too personal with you, but at my age now, I'm getting up in the middle of the night to pee, and I have to be very careful of like how I can't even really describe it. Like I have to be very careful or mindful of what I start thinking about, because it's a floodgate. So like if I can just keep my mind on one thing, like I'll just go pee. All right.
So you don't wake yourself up into something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because then as soon as, but it's tough. Like I'm saying this, but because like as soon as I wake up, sometimes I just wake up because like I hear music in my head. Like music is always like playing, or something is on a loop, and like that happens usually immediately when I get up to go pee.
Yeah,
and I'm up for like an hour or two, and then I can, it shows in the tracking. So it's like, fuck.
I have trouble doing that too.
Yeah, so getting up, as soon as I get a blue light, then I'm like even more awake. So I don't know. I when it comes to waking up, it's not a problem for me. I've always been an early bird. I used to work graveyard hours too, so I think that's why I'm kind of used to it.
Well, that's like the weird thing, because it's like I'm maybe that's why I can't wake up, because I'm not really a great sleeper.
Well, I was gonna say, even if you're getting like 8 hours of sleep, right? You could if you do feel like shit still, or not like shit, but if you still feel tired, even getting 8 hours, like it's the quality of those hours too. Like if you're a mouth breather like my wife is, those they could be like 8 shitty hours of sleep because you're
really.
You didn't know that?
No.
Mariam, yo, that shit matters. The way like the way you breathe in your sleep affects the quality of your sleep. Yeah.
Well, I imagine so. We just said it affects the quality of your run. So yeah.
So
I'm
if you
sure
can
it affects
adjust to
everything.
nose breathing, nose breathing is
How do you control that when you're asleep?
well, some people will like, there's like those like devices.
You get like a jaw strap or something?
Well, people do that, or like some people get I don't know, like those like gentle tapes, and they'll literally just tape their lips, not like shut like crazy, just like, or not just to keep
a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, and that way you're just breathing through your nose, and it's crazy because like, I guess like it's just easier for people to adapt to mouth breathing, but there's like, I mean, I don't even want to get too deep in it, but there's like research showing that even adjusting to nose breathing can it can affect the structure, your anatomy.
What your nose looks like?
Well, not what it looks like, but like just like the airwaves clear up and like your passages. So it'll actually affect like a little bit of the structure.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a book called
was that like your sinus system, I guess?
Yeah, there's a book called Breath by, I want to say, Jeremy Stevens, and it's like about this yogi, and it's all about like breathe, like the breath, breathing, like the art of breathing and all this shit. It's crazy. But
more things I gotta think about. Man, it never ends. Like the amount of stuff that you discover in your life.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm so tired. Like I'm so tired.
Like yeah, I do a lot of like well, I say a lot, but it's like in small moments of time, like in the shower, or like just like if I'm on the elevator, I guess, where I'm doing like these little breathing exercises, like, and it helps because like there'll be times I find myself just like exhaling really slow for like no reason. I'm just like, what?
Sometimes that's good though, right? Nice long breaths.
Well, controlled breathing, I guess. Yeah,
that's cool.
Like when COVID, when people were just starting to kind of, really let go of the masks. If like when I was still feeling a little paranoid, like in like big crowds, like if I was like at a concert or something, like big crowds, I would like do long inhales and exhales.
Yeah.
Just so I'm not like
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, like I'll just control my breathing until we get out of here and disperse.
I still feel a little weird at big crowds. Sorry. Sometimes like really big crowds. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
don't know if it's just because of COVID or just because I haven't done
well, I won't even, I'm exaggerating really, but not big crowds, but like if you're at a theater and the movie ends and everyone's trying to get out, and starts crowding
bottleneck to the door.
Yeah. So during those moments, I would like do my controlled breathing, like really long exhales. So I'm not too worried about inhaling more of whatever's in the air.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's just my logic too. Like this is, I don't know. It's not.
I thought you were just calming yourself. I guess I hadn't really thought about it like that. That's interesting. I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Works.
Yeah.
Sure. I buy it. I buy into that science. Not a scientist.
not a scientist. Exactly.
Not a scientist.
Oh, so what's new with Acey Industries? That's kind of new itself, right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Switched it suddenly. I don't know if I brought that up to you the last time. You didn't have that last time, did you?
I don't think so. Yeah, the name change. Why am I? The name change happened. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I thought about it for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because of the social media, especially on like Instagram, but actually just in general. I mean, like a lot of artists, I didn't really jump in with enthusiasm. I feel like it's a little different for maybe artists that grew up organically with IG like next to them. You know what I mean? Maybe it would have been different, but you know, I was born in 87. So we had like one computer for the house that was in a shared room for most of my life until I left and moved out as an adult. So
yeah, we've always had a computer room or just a computer section of the living room.
Yes. Yeah. So, you know, it's different. Like I've always been online, but I guess, you know, when I grew up, we first grew up, it was like, don't put your information online. Don't talk to strangers, as we're all like in the ASL location, you know, in the chat. I'd be in there dropping all those noises. You could like type in the commands to make like make it say welcome or you've got mail.
Oh my God.
I would always do that, and everyone.
And the little icons, the animated icons,
mm-hmm.
Those are pretty much like the OG like GIFs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Damn, that's what a throwback. Fuck.
So I'm just like, so obviously that makes it different because I think about putting stuff online because it's hard to be an artist. I'm still a very private person at times. Yeah. Even though I love connecting and I love sharing, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I like to keep private. So I'm like just fighting. I'm like, no, but you gotta just jump into it. Cause I've only been on Instagram for like 2-3 years now. I don't know. Not long.
That's right.
Yeah. So name change happened. I'm going to say within the last year. Within the last year. And I think I just put it there because I didn't want to be, I don't know, because I do so much stuff other than just painting, and I wasn't sure how to word it. And I was like, and also it sounds nice. I like how it sounds.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm not knocking it at all. It's it sounds official.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't know. I like it, like when I just see other, you know, our fellow artists kind of take that step of like really kind of making themselves a little more official and
owning it.
You know, yeah, like really owning what their thing is, right? What they're trying to run. So I'm like,
yeah, finally committed. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. Yeah. And that's what, I've been putting my stuff out there more, not as much as I should be even, but I have been doing it more. You know, I have this art show and I was in a couple of like little digital stuff throughout COVID. And I've been making more artwork. And I posted more. It probably doesn't seem like I post a lot of artwork. To me, it does because I work slowly, I guess.
Yeah, everyone has different paces.
Yeah.
Everyone has different paces. So.
And I do a lot of stuff beyond that too. So I try to just push. I realized like the whole thing is like, I love making art because absolutely I'm an artist, but you know, alongside that, which I'm noticing is like almost an equally important thing is, you know, kind of just sharing, you know, things that I feel are inspirational, I guess, like, but everyone likes that. But I mean, it's just so important to me because I'm like, oh, this might just bring like a moment of like niceness to someone. And wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be fucking delightful?
Yeah.
And so I also wasn't sure how to call that. So I guess I'm still trying to really exactly nail down what I'm getting into, but I feel like I'm like circling in to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Like the way you're handling it. Like I said, everyone has like their own pace of like, you know, frequency, different frequencies of how much they're posting.
Oh yeah, I've not posted. I really need to. I got overwhelmed after I posted that video of making the painting of my cat. I posted so my cat, I think you probably saw that post. My cat, love that cat. I had to put my cat down this past March.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I know the feeling.
It sucks. And else I didn't grow up with pets, so it was my first time.
Yeah, no, I totally relate. Yeah
It's
tough.
It was, oh my God, it was so bad. Oh my, so much worse than I fucking could have imagined. Oh my God.
I was a hot mess. Like if my
Yeah.
wife was here, she would totally confirm.
I
And
did
my
not go to
sister-in-law
work the
too.
next day.
Yeah, I was a mess, and
Yeah.
so I totally relate. It's because that same thing. Like growing up, we had pets, but like I never really like got attached to them, or like we didn't have them long enough where I really got attached to the pets. Plus, like we had rabbits, so I don't know. But then
Fucking rabbits.
no, like I love them, they're cute, but like
Right.
I was just too little, like
Yeah.
I wasn't taught about responsibility or any of the basic stuff about pet owning. So I was just a dumb little kid.
Pet ownings.
But yeah, now having, these cats now, and well, we had Sanchez, but yeah, having to put him down, I was like, oh man, this is like, I knew it was gonna be tough, but I was like, oh, this is like,
Yeah.
it affected me in such a way. So
Deeply.
yeah.
Deep. Oh yeah. So deeply. So the last we waited, he had cancer in a way that there was nothing to do about it. And the day, anyway, so the last day, his last day, we gave him a great day, but also as much as he could, he couldn't really do much. But I painted a picture of him, and I recorded, and I made a reel out of it. And I got really overwhelmed because I connected with like a lot of people online. I think it was viewed like 100,000 times. And that's my most views ever on anything, because everyone loves sad animal things, I guess. But it was so overwhelming because like so many people were commenting about like all like their feelings about it too, because they had also lost a pet. And it helped so much to know that, like, to have that feeling, like, this, like, it is nice to have that shared feeling, to know that other people go through the same thing. But also it just became like overwhelming to keep responding to social media things, and I kept getting sad, and then it was like such a weird emotional toll. And then I got overwhelmed with, I was like, well, I don't want to post anything else. It's like I just want to leave it now. It's like the perfect thing for my cat, just leave it there forever. But anyway, I love the fact that I made so many people look at my cat. So more people have met my cat than will ever know me, and I'm thrilled with that. He's basically famous.
Well, it's the beauty of your art was able to do that too.
Yeah, but yeah, so I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus after that. I wasn't really sure.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Plus, you got to make new art to post more art. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been just kind of reposting stuff to stay kind of relevant. I mean,
everybody does.
Yeah, I feel gross though when I do.
I know. Okay. Me too. I agree.
But I didn't know everybody does.
Everybody does.
I just always felt like I was like, what am I doing?
When I look at no, I'll do it all the time, because I'll see a reel or a photo of something that I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, and then I'll go to that artist page and they have like thousands of followers. I'm like, oh, that's dope. But then I do it. You look down and you'll see like the same, because we're not putting out work every day. The way that we produce work isn't meant to be the way that you post on social media. It's a lot to ask from creators.
Yeah, and especially like I know other artists, including myself, like especially if you have content on other platforms too.
Oh yeah, I do not. So I have a website that I haven't updated in like a year.
It happens. I haven't touched my website in so long. I'd be surprised if it had any visits. But nah.
Lonely.
but I've also really haven't been marketing that. Like, so like
Yeah.
the focus has just been on the grind.
Yeah.
At least for this podcast. But
I think you've been doing a great job.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I love doing it. I really do. It's fun, and it's always just, just keeps the gears going. And of course, I try to like, I don't know, like I was talking to my friend Rickman, and he was saying like, you know, talking about like building this community, and I'm like, yeah, it's, I don't know, like I don't know if I'm doing that, but at least for me, like it's nice being able to keep up with a lot of the artists that I met along the way, especially during my time over in Jersey and doing all those events. I really miss the Trenton scene. I will say that.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, the art scene here it's just like, there's so much. It's like weird. It's like a weird complaint. Like, there's so much, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of, it's hard to like figure out where are the go-tos to really help get my name out there and whatnot. So it's like it's a little saturated, but I mean, I can't complain that there's a lot of support. However, that being said, because I will have an episode that will be coming out later after this one, and I kind of go on a tangent, just because like very political over here. So
Okay.
and like there's not like it's like no, I mean there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I stopped myself from applying to one event because it was very like it was a little overwhelming for me. Like, they had like these 4 key points that you had to sort of abide by. And I was like not 100% on a couple of them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. And like,
I feel weird about stuff like that too.
yeah, like it doesn't have to be a big deal. I don't know. I must have been in a certain mood too at that time, feeling a certain way, because whatever. But I was just like what? Because like I don't want to blow up the name. Maybe I'll tell you later.
Okay, yeah. Tell me later. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll whisper
But
it to me.
I just didn't think this type of like organization or whatever you want to call it was necessary. Like, why can't it just be about people selling art? Like, why do we have to follow all these other subcultures and stuff like that? It was very it was very social justice warrior-y, like a little too much for me. From like, because like at the end of the day, like, do you, but like, I've always took it as like, hey, we're getting together so we can sell art, and that's like the focus. Like I don't have to worry about BLM or anything. Like it's just we're all just here to like sell art.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, even if you believe in something, you want to sell art. You don't want to engage in a political debate. I mean, you can do those, and there's forums for it. At the end of the day, like, yeah, we just want to sell some art. But
yeah, so
I mean,
they have these requirements. It was just a little off-putting because again, it's just like, I mean, like, I could just turn around, right? But now it had me like wondering. I'm like, oh, like, is this like something I gotta keep in mind? Like,
I don't usually mind stuff like that, but like sometimes, like if a show is like, I don't really have anything against religion, but I'm not super religious. So like sometimes a show is like, if it's run by a church or something, and the church is very churchy about it, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can vibe with that.
Stay away from that too. Yeah, like,
not that I'm like anti. I'm not really. Well, I guess.
Yeah, we're not anti, but just
believe whatever you want to believe, as long as you're not hurting anybody. But like, motherfuckers, can we just have an art show?
Yeah, and to be fair, especially like for the audience that may be tuning in, if you follow us on the social media, follow the links in the show description, you will understand our personal aesthetic, our craft, and like, oh yeah, I wouldn't see this in the church, especially in my work and my tech
Yeah.
utopia stuff. Nah, the Lord does not approve.
Yeah, you probably get some weird looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Your work is more, it's a lot more beautiful and eye appealing to be able to, fit to get away with it. Although church is like, I don't know, it's a yeah.
I know. I feel like if I
A little too holy.
I like that musical, but I feel like if I showed my abstract paintings in church, people would want to talk to me about like what it means, like what they see in it. You know what I mean? And they would really, because they would read it through that lens.
Oh, if they started like quoting like biblical like quotes at you.
No, terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
I guess the problem is with that is again, and the Bible is really interesting. I haven't read the whole Bible. I have read some of the Bible because I did go to church. I had to go to like CCD when I was younger and stuff like that.
Oh, CCD.
Mm-hmm.
I went with a friend once and it did not work out well.
But the crazy thing is like the Bible says a lot of fucking stuff. And the whole thing is and it's not a new argument, but people pick and choose what they want to follow by the Bible. So, and they read it through their personal bias. They filter it and they decide what to follow. So it's not really, about religion or the Bible at that point. It's just like them coming up with a reason that's not them, that something can't happen, or that they cannot like something, or they can be mean. I don't know. Or not accepting. I don't know. It's crazy.
Indeed.
Like the Bible is just somewhere to like, you can't wear like mixed fabrics, I think. I'm pretty sure that's in one of the verses. And I'm like,
I know nothing. I read the Genesis and that's it.
So yeah, the Bible's wild. And also it's all based on translations. And so the actual like translator gets to infer a lot of that meaning when you're translating it, because some of the words are literally translated in like different ways, and now they have like a completely different context.
Oh Jesus.
So
who knows if they're just making shit up at this point?
Well, I think part of it was maybe a little bit they always were.
It's like a bad game of telephone.
Oh my God.
It was a game of telephone until someone's like, oh, hey, I can write stuff.
Yeah.
Say it again. I'm going to write it all down. I promise.
Yeah.
Guy.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, Bibles.
Sorry, I had no idea we were gonna go down that route. What else is new for with the Acey Industries? What kind of, you kind of took a break, but have there been other I don't know, any other
stuff
new, I'm trying to think of I'm trying to be careful with like my words.
Oh, okay.
Careful, but like I'm trying to choose my words wisely.
I hear you.
I don't know. Yeah, any other like creative endeavors or
going on?
Yeah, or is it just more kind of just living your life and just kind of doing everything day by day?
Well, it is hard because I'm trying to do both, which I'm noticing means you don't make like a lot of progress in either all the time. Although it's hard because it does seem like stuff happens all at once. Like it seems like there's these periods where I go through where like not a lot's happening at all. I'm just like, whew, this is nothing. And then, there'll be periods of like really rapid change. And so, yeah, like I'm going through some stuff right now, like not bad stuff. When people say they're going through some stuff, that sounds serious, but no, a lot of things have been happening. So yeah, like I'm in this art show, and another place, like a little shop in another town just asked me if I would show some work. So that was nice. That's like a connect to a friend. I have been doing more commission work. So the one of the things was, I did want to take on more commission work, which wasn't something I was ever really fond of. But now, since I've been appropriately treating my ADHD, my insane ADHD, it is a little bit easier to focus on things. So
you're on prescription?
Yeah. So I started taking Adderall a little over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And I would say it's made a huge difference.
Yeah.
How you were talking about there's always music in your brain.
Yeah.
Always something. Always something. It never stops. And it's just a lot.
It's on a loop.
It's on several loops. Not it's on several loops. There are several loops.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, it's like I can get like, you can go like a chorus from one song and then like, I don't know, like a clip from a commercial or something, or just something I heard somewhere else. Like it switches every now and then, but it's always like a looping of that segment, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm awake now.
never ending. So that has helped. And I actually started taking vitamins that are like supposed to help support ADHD more.
Okay.
And I think we talked about, like, I just keep looking into more like what ADHD does, because when my understanding was always like the popular social put forward understanding of it is like you're just hyperactive or you just can't sit down, but there's like so many things happening, and those are just like such surface symptoms. It's pretty crazy. The things that just being kind of lower on dopamine effects. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Anyway, so I also eat a lot of protein now because that helps do the stuff.
Oh yeah. Are we talking about plant-based, animal-based?
I don't I mean, honestly, I really try to, and anywhere I can get it easily. Okay. That sounds like drugs. But it's true. Anywhere I can get the fucking protein.
Get that fucking
I eat a lot of Greek yogurt. I love chicken.
Got that protein.
Got that protein. I don't got that protein.
No. I got that animal protein. You want that animal protein?
Animal protein.
I got it in cheese. No, yeah, that's great that you mix it up.
So I that's helped, and it helps me focus a lot more. So I've been doing commission work, and I got the commission work because I finally took the time to just do examples of normal work and actually post it, which is always my biggest thing. I'm like, I just don't want to.
Look, I totally relate, right? Because I'm in the same situation myself. I'm working on a commission. I'm trying to keep it private because they follow me. So
for reasons.
Yeah. So again, right, saying like I'm just reposting stuff to kind of stay relevant and also just promote like the other stuff I'm trying to sell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because I'm working on the commissions, and anytime when that happens, it's like, all right, like not gonna really have much to say on the social media platforms because
yeah, depending on what you're working on, if you can't talk about it, that's
just how it is.
Yeah.
That's not that though. It's so funny because it's so funny that we worry about that, right? Because you're not the only one that has said that. So many people on this podcast have said the same thing. It's like, it's like I'm doing stuff, but I'm just not posting a lot, and and it's and then granted, they'll have that like crazy like dump. They'll just dump all this like amazing work. So it's like, you delivered. So so I mean, and I know you and a lot of the other artists, like, so I totally get it. But it's just so funny that we worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting the things we worry about.
But it's all because it's like algorithms too, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm a broken record talking about it a lot, but it's really true. And it's so simple if you just do the right interactions, which is pretty simple, right? You either like or comment or share, whatever. But
But we're creative people and we don't like to do what they want us to do.
I know.
And
But
that's
you
part of the
do
problem.
you you comply to a certain degree. Right?
Apply for survival. Yeah. As much as you can stomach.
Well, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
But it's really like your loyal followers, really. You'll know if you're in their algorithm because all it takes is either liking something
Mm-hmm.
or what have you. And it sucks, right? Because like it could just take like it could take like a couple of posts of not just seeing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then because of that, time can fly and be like, oh, like I haven't seen so and so do
Yeah.
anything in a while. What? And it's like, oh shit, what the fuck?
You just missed it all. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because you didn't like the whatever
The one thing you saw. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the same thing applies like with stories too. Like I know, and that's the sad part too. I feel like people's attention spans are just like fucking shrinking because like it's all about stories and reels. And like I love, like I come from a media arts background as well. So like I love making videos and stuff like that. I love editing. And I mean, I don't know, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, like that's like I like making
not a lot of time.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, man, like it's all about like stories and reels now. All right, I gotta learn to adapt. But
yeah, I've gotten into the reels. I like the reels.
Reels are fun. They are fun though.
I do need to make more actually art specified reels. I think that's part of the problem is because there's so many things that I do want to explore and share, and I feel like they're all like in the creative realm, but they're not always exactly art related. Art making related. So that gets to be tough. But I like making the reels. I think they're fun.
I mean, hey, look, because like I struggle with that too, right? Because if you look, like, it kind of goes back to being a multifaceted artist. When you're an artist of many things, your grid, your Instagram grid is gonna look very, it's gonna be all over the place because you are essentially the quote unquote master of none, or as I like to call it, jack of all trades. Sounds more positive.
I agree. I know. And like there's such a science to like honing your like Instagram aesthetic and like stuff you should put in your bio and stuff you got to put here. And it's just like, man, you really do have to be such a product.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you're like, I just want to make shit and I make beautiful shit. And don't you want the beautiful shit? Like, do I really got how many hoops do I have to jump through for you?
It's tough because you have to turn into a salesman at the same time.
I mean, like, I'm gonna keep fucking jumping through them, but damn.
Oh, damn.
What were you saying? Sorry.
No, it's just I don't know. I forget what I was gonna
say.
No, you're good. No, it's tough when you have to play. You find yourself playing more roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not a lot of people are ready for that, I guess. I mean,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. Like I'm still adjusting, and I mean, like I've had my LLC for a few years now, but I'm still fucking learning shit.
Yeah, well, we said the learning never ends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is a long game for sure.
Yes, very long. Probably longer than my lifetime game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Because I've been so used to doing markets and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to get more on the exhibition scene. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
wondering, I don't know, is it like any, is it all at all different, or is it like the same approach?
Showing it like
Just
galleries.
showing it, yeah, like that, yeah. Because
Well,
I
have
don't
it.
know,
Oh, for like selling your work when it's up. Is that what you mean?
I don't even know. I guess just like the
The whole
experience.
thing.
Yeah, maybe just like I've done like small gallery exhibitions, but
Yeah.
it was always like pop culture, like fan art and stuff. So to be able to really um present my personal work. So yeah, to be in a more, I guess, like more, I don't want to say official gallery exhibition, but just
Right. A
I don't
step.
know. What's
There
yeah,
are tiers, yeah. Or
I don't know how to describe it. I'm bad with words.
I guess there's not tiers in like actual goodness, but I guess if we're talking about like prestige or something or like an elitist way, yeah, there's like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely different. And then when you think about it, even beyond that, at like the really higher levels of art galleries, I've been reading more stuff. So much art sales is about money laundering, and that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know that?
Oh.
Yeah, apparently like there's a lot of money laundering in art, and there's a lot of art rules about art sales, and the more I read about it, it's kind of insane. I think I read that like if a business buys art to display, that they can like write that off because it's for the business.
Hmm.
And I don't know why that would be needed or useful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not the brains if that, if that's not obvious.
so yeah, I mean, I think the art world is changing. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, when I read about it, there's still like galleries are struggling, not all of them, but like more and more of them, big time, like established places. And so the art world's going to keep changing, and like physical art's going to keep getting bought. But I just think, ever more the way that we interact with, the population in general is going to keep to evolve, and I both love and hate that I don't think it's going to be moving away from the digital area as the biggest way that we interact with people, even creatively.
Well, this is a great segue into quite a hot topic.
Hot topic.
With
Sorry.
for,
Why did I say it? Like, wait, what
you
is that
said
for?
hot
What is
topic,
that?
but it sounded like the hot pocket.
Hot
Like,
pockets. That's what it was.
dude, right? You said hot topic.
Yeah.
But it still works.
It fits. That tracks.
All right. So I've been poking my other guests with this topic of AI creating art.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe the AI, at least the name Dall-E
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm familiar with now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a bunch of other AIs that do that. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, AI creating art. What are your thoughts?
I would say it's creating a design because it's following like a set of rules. I don't feel any kind of way about it. I mean, it's not, I don't love or hate it, I guess. I think it's interesting. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's like, it's not comparable to something. Well, it's interesting, right? Because it's not really comparable to something a human would actually make within context of the moment of making it. So, yeah. So unclear. So it's kind of like how I view some people that make music as entertainers versus them being like a great actual singer or something. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like splitting hairs on the difference. I need an example. Okay, don't hate me. I don't know.
Well, there's even AI creating music as well.
Yeah.
So
and I just think, I mean, obviously it's different. I mean, I think there's space for it. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier. If there's a way for something to evolve, that area will observe that possibility. It's going to explore that area.
It's going to put us out of work.
I don't think so. Why would you think that? I don't think that at all.
Because it's AI. So like they have these softwares where you would just simply with like keyword generators where you just submit all these like, keywords.
Goes together.
And it just makes this painting for you. Like that's how the whole spiel has worked for my business.
Excuse me, you've worked with clients. You know how much editing and how picky they are.
I know, but with the AI, it can do that in a matter of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say that honestly, no, I'm not worried because the normal people, the normal people, they're still working the AI if they're feeding it the ideas. And if you're, an artist, part of the thing that you do is you are also the creative big brain. Yeah. So, I mean, that's part of what you bring to it. It's not just your ability to physically, make the thing. It's also every process behind that, the decision making, what style it goes in, what should be included. Maybe this should be something else that, stands in for that. Like a lot of creative decisions behind that still has to be made by someone that's capable of critical thinking, like that entire thing through, that has, knowledge of how things work together. And a person that hasn't studied that is just feeding in what they, you know what I mean? The AI can't extrapolate or build on that. So also, honestly, I'm not convinced that some kind of weird apocalypse isn't going to happen at some point. And oh my God, wouldn't that suck? But also how cool it would be to be an artist in an age where computers were just not doing it anymore at all. Can't graphic design shit. Can't even, not even that. You can't take a fucking picture oh my God. That's really what it was. Because once people could take pictures of each other, because we were basically if you wanted a picture of anyone before cameras, you had to talk to a fucking artist.
Yeah. It's true.
Anyway, but
there was an article that's been going around, and it's the AI illustrates what the last selfie on Earth would look like, and it's quite daunting.
I don't know that I saw that. Have you
seen that? All right, I kind of want to try this. I've never done this while recording, so I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do it. But the screen share.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I just hit this button, it's just gonna automatically do it. All right, let's see. Okay.
And then you have to select the window.
Desktop. Oh, yes. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So while you look for that, I'll say, I think.
Oh, it's gonna open my settings.
I think, as far as AI and art, the best thing to do is embrace change. If you're not embracing change, what are you even doing? I mean, there is no end to it. As a creative person, you just got to go with it. You got to find a way to incorporate that into your shit and then become better.
Yeah. All right. I can't do this on the spot, but I'll have to
pressure.
Yeah, and I'll insert it on the in post, so so
it'll just pop up
so that people are watching. They can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But it basically looks like a zombie.
Interesting.
It looks like a zombie dude taking a selfie.
Now, was there any explanation for why that would be what it looked like?
Let me see this article.
Because if it's the AI, doesn't that just mean that it's like whoever wrote the algorithms idea,
Well,
what that would look like?
I don't recall.
Right, because it's an
Well,
algorithm written by
like
individuals.
I guess I'm assuming. I kind of assume like that's what they typed in, like the last human selfie on Earth,
Okay.
and then at least in this link. I mean, I'll provide the link too, and for like the audience, but um, yeah, it's just like the it's just like, oh man, like the results are still like, at least these are haunting a little bit. It's just so fucking weird.
Well, it's just interesting to think about.
Yeah.
We're all very self-obsessed. I think we just kind of think like we think about the humans running out very much like all of existence kind of ending. But it would just be us. I'm sure stuff would still find a way. Life finds a way.
Oh, okay there, Dr. Malcolm.
uh Fucking
But you're right
Jurassic
though.
Park.
Life does find a way. I guess it's really up to humanity, right? Like we are the result. We are the I don't know how to word it right. But we are the cause of the results here. You know, everything is man-made.
Yes, yeah.
We've created, I mean, we've created all the beauty in life, but we've also created all the
We've created some terrible things.
yeah,
Yeah.
atrocities.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I've agreed.
So it's a matter of how we deal with like all like moving forward with all this crazy new gadgets.
Which I mean, it is interesting. And it is interesting the gap between like people's awareness of, I feel like, what's possible with technology.
Yeah.
I mean, such a simple example of that is I was looking on Etsy. I was looking at Etsy. I was because I wanted to see if it was worth it because I have a shop on Etsy that I've never posted anything for sale under. I've had the shop for like probably 8 years, which is hysterical. But so every now and then I go check and I'm like, is it worth it? What's the market like on Etsy? Like, what's everyone pricing this out on? Like, what's it look like? And I was looking at it was right after I started doing like house paintings, the watercolor paintings of people's houses. Because I did one of my friends and then I got commissions after that. And there's literally just people calling them hand painted house paintings. And it's just the photo ran through like a painting filter online and just printed off and sold to them for money. Like it was painted, but it wasn't.
Oh,
And people don't know that.
damn.
Not everybody knows that. There's reviews like, this looks so cute and beautiful. It looks just like the picture. And I'm like, well, fucking yeah, it does. It is the picture.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. And that's a real thing that's happening. So, and that's hard to see as an artist. I mean, I am many people in this argument because as an artist, I'm like, man, that grinds my gears. I'm mad about that. But as an individual that lives in this world where it's like almost morally wrong to be broke, like money is the name of the game, especially in America. So like from that standpoint, you're like, fucking get that money. You're a genius. God damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So
yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to hate that. Yeah, I go back and forth there.
I mean, they got away with it, so
yeah, they got away with it. They got away with it.
Yeah, can't be mad at that.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So that has like has these crazy times inspired any new ideas for pieces in the future?
I mean, so I am working on that piece that I started last summer. That's kind of starting to bring my abstract series and pairing it with some more concrete images.
Okay.
I haven't made a crazy amount of progress in that because I'm still kind of like slowly plucking away I guess what that means to me. I've done a lot of other stuff not in that series. Like I go hiking a lot and I bring my watercolors.
Yeah.
So that's definitely been something that's only been happening since the pandemic and I am obsessed with it. I love that.
I love that you do that. Like
it's so much fun.
Like I wish I aspire to do that one day. Just take a sketchbook out.
Yeah. It's really nice. I think the best way to do it is like just prep a bag. I mean, that's the hardest thing. Like I just have
I have a portable canvas. Like I have this like nice little tabletop. Like it's like a little case.
Yeah, I have it packed. I have it packed, and it's in my car.
Yeah, but
I just
whenever I'm not at the desk behind me right here, like I'm editing. Like
I know
doing so much editing.
It's the choices about the time. Yeah. It's exactly it. Like I'm so sorry I don't have time for new friends, probably because if I'm not working, I'm in the woods or I'm painting, doing my own shit, gardening. Oh my god, I want like such a big garden. It's insane. I think I want to own like some chickens for sure. Maybe
yeah, I think that's like kind of going back. I guess this brings us full circle. You know, perhaps through COVID, everyone's kind of just like figured out their own shit and just like that's the thing, you know.
So yeah, a lot of my newer art has been going in that direction. So I haven't quite finished that piece. I've shared it on Instagram, not for a while though. The piece I was working on with the like the raven or the crow and the big fish, the carp.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the direction that I'm going. So I'm gonna take all those like naturalistic, swirly, swoopy line work things because that's my bag still.
Yeah, which I love.
Thank you. I like it. It's also very based in nature. So the whole going hiking thing and growing, like it's really starting to just kind of take over my life, I guess. And
that's great.
Yeah, so but pairing that with some more concrete imagery, and I do want to continue that photo series. So I still, I have been slowly working on those pieces with the resin. Remember those resin hanging pieces? Mm-hmm.
I was actually going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I'm still working on those. And actually, I think, so what I'm going to eventually do with some of them, just to make it an easier way to like install them for sale after I'm done kind of like showing them or like I've really concrete decided them. Because a couple of them I have, I just have them hanging on branches in my room now to display them. And definitely a couple of them I'm going to leave on the branches that I've collected and kind of incorporate some more, I guess, like macrame elements like with it and around it to make it like a nice stylized piece. I think people really like having at least a little bit of context. They need like 1 foot in something they know when they're looking at something they don't know. I feel like they don't need it, but I feel like it makes some people more comfortable in going with the flow in an abstract area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not even just that, like, art's always about communication. So you want to reference everything you're doing in a way for people to understand.
Right.
So that's kind of more what I'm exploring now because I like the abstract pieces and I really like how everyone views them, but they were more about exploring. And I guess now I do have like more things that I just want to say concretely. So I think that'll help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just to see where it goes.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. All right, that's a great way to bring this thing home. Anything else you want to include before we wrap it up?
No. I just, I've been fucking busy and everyone should be busy. Go do more stuff you like. Design your life. Pick things for yourself. That's what I'm doing and that's what I'm imparting. And maybe think about therapy. Therapy's been nice. I like it. Everyone can use therapy. So
Hell yeah. I'm all about that. I've thought about it myself, so there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's crazy how much it's helped. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming back on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I love being here. Look at this, 2 hours. That's a record in shortness for people that didn't listen to the other 3-hour podcasts.
Yeah.
Right at 10. Did you have like a timer?
I've been mindful about it. And that's why it explains, like, I don't know. I honestly I don't remember how long our last recording was, but 2 hours sounds just about right. But I mean, either way, so I always have fun sitting down with you.
Always.
And
great time.
Yeah, it's always a good time, good chats. But yeah, for those tuning in, be sure to check out Nicole's artwork on Instagram at Acey_Industries. That's ACEY_Industries. You see her work. And if you are in the area of Lansdale, Pennsylvania, go swing by the Eclipse Center for Creative Community for the art show, where she has 2 pieces up for display and for sale.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Check it out. Yeah, and then again, if you've enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, subscribe, ring that bell. Feel free to leave a comment. And then other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware, and create something. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Bye.
On a fighter jet we'll land when the wind's clear, when the fog runs dry and everything just disappears, when you just wanted something more.